Welcome, welcome to today's video. Welcome to my channel. And today we're talking about allowing yourself to disappoint them and yourself. So, a big topic. I think this is one of the hardest topics to master on the self-healing journey. We're talking about self-healing in terms of feeling better in your life and having everything you want and feeling at ease with the flow of life. And that is possible. That is absolutely possible, and this is obviously connected to physical chronic pain, and this is why we're doing it, because we desire that relief. We desire not to feel pain anymore, because me, as I've been experiencing chronic pain for most of my life, it's become a mission, because I understood that with myself being in chronic pain, in those states that last for hours, maybe days, from migraine to other types of pain in the body, it actually will do no good for others if you're the one suffering, if you're in pain. So this is like to state why we're doing it, why it's so important, and how it's possible. And since creating pain for yourself and feeling pain is accumulation of tension in your body, it's you tensing up your body over time, subconsciously, you have learned. And especially situations where we feel like we're disappointing others, the closest ones, by something that is just not aligned, something we can't even do for them, but yet we feel like we're disappointing them. This is what brings intense amounts of tension into our body, and this clutters our body and teaches us subconsciously how to create more pain for ourselves, how to trigger that pain over and over again. And so understanding that we must disappoint others and even ourselves sometimes is a big deal. And it's a big deal of becoming honest with ourselves that this is gonna be the way, if we want to heal, if we want to become aligned. In that state of alignment, once we heal all, we no longer need to disappoint others. But until we get there, until we get to the state of no need for chronic or physical pain, we will need to start disappointing others. Why? Because getting to that state of tension, we haven't been allowing ourselves to be aligned, and we haven't been allowing ourselves to do what's best for us. We have been suppressing, neglecting our needs. We haven't been listening to our body. We maybe lost even track of knowing what we want, what we need, what we desire. And so in alignment, where you have all, where you feel at ease, where you understand your body, where you don't need chronic pain anymore, in that state, everything's aligned. You understand that you're mirroring your feelings and your thoughts into others. You understand how to work with yourself. You can maintain this life, this sustainable life, balanced life, where you're doing what brings you joy, where you're doing things with passion. Everything becomes possible to do in good energy. You will start enjoying life in all of its aspects. You will allow yourself to rest, and you will allow yourself to work. You will allow yourself to do things that bring you joy and good vibes. And if they're not bringing you joy, then you will allow yourself to take a step back from them and take a rest. And that is allowing all. But until we get to that state of alignment from non-alignment, because non-alignment is where we feel some strong uncomfortableness. It can be anxiety, it can be depression, it can be chronic or physical pain. That's the state of non-alignment. You're not aligned if you feel like you need to be punishing yourself, like you need to be suffering, like you need to be hurting yourself literally. And you create that state over and over, consciously and subconsciously. And one of the aspects of how we create that state is disappointing ourselves. We're not following what we actually need. But on the second line of how to get to that aligned state, the disappointing others and the disappointing ourselves is meant in that state of, okay, I put myself first now because I'm gonna heal. And after I heal, then I can help others. I can heal others only through being healed myself. We can only actually help others by helping ourselves first. It literally comes down to that airplane, what they tell you in the airplane, that first you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself and then you can help others. Because literally you're gonna pass out if you're not gonna help yourself first, if you don't satisfy your own needs. And this is what then creates the burnout, that creates the collapse, the fainting, absolute collapse. Our body's given up. Our mind no longer has the strength. This is where we're gonna inevitably get with non-alignment. Sorry to say that, but that's it. That's the going to the hospital, being desperate, not knowing what's happening to me, why is it happening? And we know very well we have created it. No sudden collapse has ever been, I think, created with no stress behind it. Good work-life balance, good taking care of yourself, good nurturing yourself, taking time to rest, taking time to... No, this is not when the burnout comes. This is not when the migraine comes. This is not where the anxiety comes. The migraine comes after you haven't been listening to yourself, after the depression, after you've been saying not now to yourself, not now to your thoughts, not now to your body. And that's separation. That's going from closer to the non-alignment from the alignment. And going back to that alignment will consist of not always doing the right for others, but doing the right for yourself. That will consist of moments where we will need to be okay with disappointing others, because before we used to not have that boundary and it was draining us, absolutely draining us. But saying no will disappoint someone. You don't actually have the power to disappoint someone else, but it will seem that way. It will seem, and they will even tell you, oh, you've disappointed me, you've changed so much. And you need to change if you want to heal, if you want to get to alignment, if you want to heal any of your aspects of your life, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with having a relationship with a partner, your relationships with your family members, your relationship with money, your relationship with food. All of these aspects, if you want to heal them, you're gonna have to change. Change the way you're doing things. Change what you're saying yes to and change what you're saying no to. And once you start saying no, you are gonna start. It's gonna seem like you're disappointing someone. And there will be moments where you're gonna need to disappoint others. And that's gonna be hard, and no one says it's supposed to be easy. Because coming to that alignment, which is something that the mind doesn't know, it's outside of your comfort zone if you don't have it. You have gotten used to in the comfort of the non-alignment. You now are, if you're not satisfied in all aspects of your life, you're in a certain non-alignment. But you've gotten comfortable in that non-alignment. You've gotten comfortable with not having certain boundaries. You've gotten comfortable with doing more that drains you. And you're doing a lot from the energy of I have to, I must, I should. In alignment, you understand that the best situation for yourself and others is when you only do from the situation, from the energy I want. I want to do it and it's aligned for me. Then whatever you're doing multiplies that energy and gives you back that energy. You no longer spend and waste your energy draining it and not getting it back. But at this point, you are working, balancing your energy, working with it in a healthy way, and then everything starts coming together. And that tension that has been accumulated no longer has to be there and slowly starts disappearing. And when it comes to disappointing ourselves when coming into alignment, this is the ego. These are the visions of all that I want. This is the unrealistic jump, but actually it's a vision of I really want this. I know I want this, but you don't. In the core, this is not what you want, but you think you want it because of some sort of lack of self-worth, lack of self-confidence. It's based in some sort of lack. You want that just because. Or if you want something just because someone has it, then it's not aligned for you. It's not yours. Then you're never gonna achieve that satisfaction in all aspects once you get it, whatever it is you want. So disappointing yourself in the journey of getting into alignment means acknowledging that that vision was never yours. You thought you wanted it. We often create situations, of course I want it, and we convince ourselves, this is what I want. But if you go deeper into, and especially when it starts falling apart, I had a recent big experience of this, especially as you come closer to that thing, whatever it is, and it starts not going right. Seemed aligned, but then it was like, no, and it starts falling apart, literally. And you're like, why? I really want it. I really, really want it. Why is it falling apart? But if you go deep, always, energy never lies. In the core, you always have the knowing. You always know what you want and what is best for you in every moment. This is a great checkup. You just close your eyes, tune in with yourself. What is the aligned state right now with that person, with that thing, etc., etc. And you receive that information immediately. So we always know. But the ego likes to play, and the ego likes to exaggerate. And it likes to construct things that are not ours, are never meant for us. But the ego makes it feel so real, makes it feel like, of course I want it. Like, what are others gonna think if I don't have it? And once this starts, once it's like, what are others gonna think? What are they gonna think? Then this tells you already it's something you want only for others' expectations, and they're not for your own expectations. So this will unavoidably lead to an alignment. You always guide it into alignment. And only if you have to push against something, then you're going into that separation, and it becomes more and more uncomfortable. The harder you push against with the ego. I want it and nothing's gonna stop me. Then you're getting yourself more into non-alignment. And that will be, if you want to get to alignment on that journey, that will be the moment of disappointing yourself, because you admitting to yourself what you wanted wasn't for you in the first place. You never actually wanted it, but the whole journey of it is that experience. You needed that experience to understand, because before you weren't in alignment. Before, for years and years, you have been getting yourself into non-alignment, because from children that are confident, have no doubt about themselves, we form ourselves, we condition ourselves by what we hear, see, experience. We condition ourselves into that non-alignment, into that version of ourselves that we think will be accepted, that we think will be good enough, that we think will be approved of, appreciated. That's the good girls and good boys path. That's what we need also. This is an experience. Shaping yourself into, I'm doing everything right, but why isn't it working? The everything right won't be working if you're not doing it intentionally in the first place for yourself. If some of those things are based on others' expectations, others' approval, others' self-worth, then it will never end up being aligned with yourself. And allowing yourself to see and becoming honest with yourself that where you've been headed all your life, maybe, or towards where you've been headed, wasn't even the alignment with you. That takes some strength, and that takes some processing of some grief, maybe even some disappointment with yourself. But it's healing. The realization and allowing yourself to disappoint yourself. Okay, I didn't know better. This is where I was heading. That was my best. I was doing my best. Now I understand that's not what I wanted. And I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change the path. And I'm gonna go towards what I wanted. Always. But only now I know. This is how the life journey uncovers itself along the way. And we often, if we don't trust it, then we create tension. We create resistance to the flow of life, which leads to that pain. The pain is the resistance. Pain is the I have to, I must, otherwise. And we create the bad case scenarios in our heads. I must, I must, I must. But what do I want? And that's quite hard to master, in terms of if you have conditioned yourself to do only what you must, what you have to, then probably the I want isn't even there at first. It's gonna take some time for you to get to the what is it I want, and understanding what's the I want energy. And only then you're coming closer to getting to know yourself, to understanding your self-worth, becoming satisfied with the way you are, and becoming just cool with whatever comes. I'm receiving and I'm giving. I'm receiving, I'm giving. I'm magnetic to all the good to come into my life. And actually, if those things that we thought we wanted will fall apart, it is only because there's something better ready for us. But we can go through this journey through suffering and pain, or we can go through this journey through relief and acceptance and a lot of joy and enjoying it and having a lot of fun. But it does bring with it, at some point, disappointment, allowing yourself to disappoint yourself, and allowing yourself to disappoint others, allowing yourself to experience what it's like, if I can handle it. Once you realize you can, then you liberate yourself. Once you go through that emotion, Not once until you keep escaping it, but only once you go through it. Lovely. Just started raining here in England, and I think that's good for today. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.